What does this information tell you?
It tells me that Jeanie likes him. And when Jeanie Buss, I mean, it was reported that, and she said in the podcast and in all the interviews, I'm going to refer all decisions to Magic and Rob. Well, it was reported that earlier in the year that Magic Johnson wanted to fire Luke Walton. And Jeanie Buss said, nah, that's not going to happen.
Yep.
So how much power did Magic actually have?
Okay.
And it looks like listening at Magic talk yesterday about the backstabbing and all these other things, he was talking about someone, and now we get this report he wanted to fire him.
Yep.
And again, Jeanie probably said, no, Magic, we're not going to do that.
Yep.
So Magic said, you know what? You tell me I got all this power. This twice I've tried to do something that was within my power, and you shot me down.
Yep.
So you know what? I got to just go. Let me go on just back. I can go back to being Magic. I can tweet when I want to, because me being Irving, I'm not really happy. But you making me even more unhappy by not letting me do what's in my job description. You see, what seems to be going on here, Skip, her dad, if you look at it with the exception of Paul Westhead, he let Pat Riley step down. Yep. And so they don't like change. Yep. They like comfort. Yep. And Jeanie was like, well, my brother, I just transitioned from my brother. We done fired a coach and hired a coach. Let's see this thing play out. And Magic like, we're the Lakers. Yep. We don't let stuff play out. We get ahead of it.
That is true.
And Jeanie seemed uncomfortable with Skip and that's why I would never I don't put family in positions, because what's going to happen, it makes it virtually impossible for you to get off of that. Once you get married to something, it's hard for you to divorce it. Yep. Well, that's how Jeanie is. And she's married to, it seemed in a figurative speech, Skip, she's married to Luke. It's hard for her to get off it. Now she's to Rob. And I think the player that Jeanie Buss loves as much, if not more than Magic Johnson, is who, Skip? Kobe. Who used to represent Kobe Bryant? Rob Pelinka.
There you go.
Good point.
So, and now he has this power. I don't know whom you're going to get, Skip, to oversee this, because he's powerful. What power do I have? Normally, someone wants to come in and say, like, okay, I want to build a house like I want to. I'm not going to work with another architect.
Yep.
Let him go ahead and do it. And then once he can't do it, I'll come in and maybe have to clean up the mess. But I'm not going to work with a guy when he's halfway got the project already done. Yep. So this tells me that Jeanie Buss is very comfortable with Rob Pelinka. She's probably, and it says it's going to give him even more power than what he already has. So good luck trying to get a Bob Myers, even if he were to leave Golden State. But it seems to be someone's going to have to, like, do I really want to go there and have him already there? And he's probably going to have more power than I have.
So this was shocking to me, and this was proof positive of everything you just detailed, that Magic just said, I can't fight this anymore. I have lost the power struggle. That she made it clear to me in the 3-hour session they had on Monday, I don't want Luke fired. If you want to push for that, if you want the blood on your hands effectively, you do that. And I'm going to say that was your call.
Right.
But I don't want it. And I definitely don't want Rob Pelinka fired.
Right.
I like Rob Pelinka. Magic said, I can't work. I'm just guessing, educated guessing. But I can't work with Rob Pelinka anymore. And Jeanie, do you understand how unliked he is around the league? Because there are rampant reports now about Rob Pelinka as Kobe's agent and agent to many of the stars, burned a bunch of bridges, and he set a whole bunch more on fire. And they were in the perfect 1-2 punch because they had the good cop, bad cop with Magic, because Magic can get his calls returned. Rob, not so much. No. Okay. And so they lost the good cop now, and it's only the bad cop is left. But listen, this is what I know about Jeanie Buss. She's a chip off her dad's block. She is a proud, stubborn fighter. And if you cross her, if you push her, if you back her into the corner, she is going to come out swinging. So on Rob Pelinka, not only did she make it clear to Magic, he's going nowhere, he's staying right here, then Jeanie, I assume, made it clear to Ramona Shelburne at ESPN, not only am I going to keep him, his power is going to grow.
Right.
It's going to grow?
Wow.
Okay, well, to your point, you can just eliminate your entire A-list of potential candidates to replace Magic Johnson.
Yep.
The A-list is defunct.
Yes.
Because if Rob Pelinka's power has grown, nobody is going to touch this job. I don't care. You can keep telling me it's the Lakers. They don't care.
No.
Because it feels dysfunctional from the top.
Correct.
So in this case, where can you turn here? Who would take this job? Well, I'm back to what I said yesterday. I'm going to book this, that the only way out of this for Jeanie Buss is to elevate Kurt Rambis to president, because he is a family friend, because Kurt's wife, Linda, is very close, Jeannie's best friend.
Yeah, but I get that. I understand this is a family business, but you
remember,
can't run a basketball team
remember,
like you...
Linda already has an executive position, so now she is officially first vice president to Jeanie. So you got Linda, and if Kurt becomes the overseer, and remember, he did take a trip late in the year, a road trip on the team plane, just to observe. So
He was spying.
Okay, well,
I hate using that word, especially after yesterday, but he was spying, giving information back to Jeanie.
Okay, well, you could be right about that. You just could be right. But I can tell you that, like Magic's, one of his final comments was, Jeanie needs somebody she can trust. Well, she trusts Rob, it appears.
Well, clearly she trusts Rob. Sorry, you took. That's what I was. You said what I was thinking. Clearly, she trusts Rob Pelinka.
She does.
Clearly,
if his power is going to grow, and then I know she trusts Kurt Rambis because she really trusts Linda, so she's going to keep it in the family. I'm pretty sure. Does this bode well for the Lakers and LeBron? No, it does not.
No. Skip, I believe both Magic and Rob Pelinka was in over their heads. Because here's the thing. Just because you are a great player doesn't mean you're going to be a great evaluator of talent. Mm-hmm. Just because you represented athletes and signed multi-million-dollar contracts, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to evaluate. That doesn't mean that you understand how to put a team together.
It doesn't even connect at all.
And I was giving an analogy yesterday. Yeah, I was born on a farm, but that doesn't mean I'm a farmer. What that means, Skip, I understand about crops. I understand about livestock.
Yep.
That doesn't mean I can run a farm.
Yeah.
That means I have an understanding. Doesn't mean, Magic knows a great player when he sees him. Yeah, he understands that. That doesn't mean he can run a team. Rob Pelinka, you had Kevin Durant, you had Kobe Bryant and Harden and all of these other guys. But you just put all those guys together and just go roll the basketball out there. So Jeanie has to understand. I get it. This has been your dad since the 80s. I think your dad purchased the team. Magic Johnson's rookie year before Magic got there, and that was one of the reasons that he bought it from Jack Kent Cooke. Really, people didn't realize that, Skip. Jack Kent Cooke, the former Washington Redskins owner, owned the Lakers also. He purchased it from him, and that was one of the reasons. Like, if you take Irvin Johnson one, I'll buy the team. They did, but anyway. They don't. This is not, Skip. You can't run a mom and pop's business like you do a farm, because if the crops come in, everything's gonna be okay. That's not how you do a sports team, Skip. You got to have a separation, and because if you don't, it makes decisions hard. Skip, I hate arguing with my sister. So I don't mind arguing with anybody else, but I hate arguing. Argue with my sister. And so it seems, and Magic said, he's like, I love Jeanie like a sister. Clearly, he didn't want to argue. She had dug in on her side.
She had dug in.
And Magic had dug in on his. Now, the only way out of this is what? Jeanie ain't walking out the door.
That's hard.
Magic said, you know what? Deuces, Jeanie.
Because he's Magic Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you told me when I took the job, you called me. I did not call you looking for this job. You called me, Irvin. I'm sure she called him Irvin. Everybody was calling him. I'm sure Irvin.
I think Jerry Buss called him Irvin.
He did. So, would you? You know what? I didn't really want this, but for you, Jeanie, and for your dad, because I love your dad and I love you and I love the Lakers, sure. Now I come in here and you telling me no. You know what? Jeanie, I love you. And just to make so 2 years or 5 years from now that I still love you, I'm going to walk on up out this door.
Okay. So we've talked about this before, but I'm going to reiterate. This is what I've learned over many, many years about running an NBA operation and choosing talent, picking talent. It doesn't matter whether you played. In fact, playing can be the biggest detriment to being able to pick talent. What do I always say? The best general manager in basketball is R.C. Buford, and he's proven it over 20 years' time. Just go back and look at all the gems he picked at the bottom of the first round or even at the bottom of the second round. So what did R.C. Buford do athletically? He did not play college basketball. He talked Larry Brown into giving him kind of a gopher job at Kansas, and the rest is NBA history.
Right.
He has an eye for talent that you can't explain.
Right.
He has a sense and a knack for how to run an organization.
Right.
And it works. And he's very low-key, and it seems like laid back, but he knows when it's time to do this or that, and everybody listens. And that organization is Patriots-like. It doesn't have a Belichick at the top, although Pop is Belichick-like. But in the end, they're like Belichick does he wears all the hats, but RC is the guy pulling all the strings and picking the players.
If you look at the San Antonio, Skip, most of the players are the exact same, profile-wise, from Tim Duncan to Tony Parker to Manu Ginobili to Kawhi Leonard to you look at the guys, look at their personality.
And they're coachable.
And they have to be that way because how is Pop.
Okay.
You can't get players that has the personality as Pop because what you gonna get? You got that with Steven Jackson.
Okay.
Steven Jackson.
That was the one.
Yes.
That was the one.
And what happened?
It didn't last that long, but it, boom, 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 until finally Pop said, that's enough.
Exactly. So you get these guys, and R.C. Buford knows the type of guy, okay, Pop can only, that guy might be more talented, but he's going to butt head with Pop. That's a no-go.
Okay, and I just got to bring this up quickly, but Michael Jordan owns and operates the Charlotte Hornets, and they just missed the playoffs barely, but they're sub 500. They missed for the 7th time in 9 years. Under Michael, they have not advanced out of the first round of the playoffs. That's deplorable, despicable, indefensible.
Well, I want to give him, you know what, and then, sometimes I come out here and I beat him over the head because, you be trying to tell me he the GOAT.
Okay, but we're talking about post-playing. This is about running.
But you have to understand now, a couple of those times, like 2 or 3 of those times, he had to go up against the GOAT. But he wasn't playing. So when you go up against the GOAT, GOAT James. When you go up against him.
There's only one GOAT.
No.
How can the GOAT play himself?
Hold on.
Are you talking about solitaire or what?
When you send your team up against the GOAT.
Oh, okay.
That's Centaur.
But it's in the Eastern.
Yeah, he's a Centaur.
But it's in the Eastern Conference, and you missed the playoffs 7 of 9 times. That's wrong.
Well, you went 3 or 4 of those times you went up against the GOAT. So what do you expect? Did you expect Charlotte to beat LeBron team?
Well, no.
Okay.
But again, as much as I love Michael Jordan, he needs to pull a magic and say deuces. Like I'm gonna step down. I'm going to remove myself from the suffering. He needs an A-list executive.
He got Mitch Kupchak.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah. I'm just telling you what he had.
Okay, I got it. But now we get back to Magic. And Magic did not distinguish himself as a general manager or whatever you want to call him, as a personnel director, because not only did he make one bad move after another, but when came time to assemble his roster, he picked the most uncoachable roster in the history of the league, right?
I think the thing is, Skip, that he got so hell-bent on, I got to clear cap space, I got to clear space for 18, 19. That after all these bad contracts, you had the Mozgov, you had the Luol Dangs, you had all these guys that you needed to get off the books because he was trying to position himself, okay, Paul George is up in 2018, let me make a run. Now, I don't know how serious of a run. It's like, they made it, Paul George. He stayed at OKC. Now, 2019. Now, can they get one of these guys or 2 of these guys? Can they get one and a B star? That remains to be seen because that's what Magic Johnson was ultimately going to be judged by, Skip. He said give him 2 off seasons, starting in 18 and 19, and then judge him from there.